I am Samantha Mowat. I'm a clairvoyant psychic and a contactee, and today I'd like to talk to you about something absolutely incredible. It's all about actually your clairaudience, and your clairaudience is your ability to tap into the supernatural and metaphysical sounds that are occurring all around you. What you may or may not know is that we are on one dimension, and above us and below us are multiple dimensions, some that are higher in frequency and some that are lower in frequency, and depending upon what your clairaudience is doing, you can tap into different sounds. And so in order for you to really get to know these different vibrations and these different sounds, there's a couple things you have to learn how to do first. And they're actually incredibly easy. But the first of which is really being able to tap into what noises you're hearing around you. So take a moment and stop. What do you hear? I hear water as it's gently moving against the shoreline. I can hear someone chopping firewood in the distance. I can hear fire crackling a little ways away. I can hear people talking. And I want for you to really do this. Do it a few times throughout your day. Let's say when you start your day, when you first wake up in the morning, you just open your eyes. Before you get out of bed, before you check your cell phone, before you do anything, stop and listen. Do you hear your neighbors? Do you hear your children getting ready? Do you hear your dog scratching at the door? Really pay attention to these sounds. And then, once you recognize what those sounds are, take another couple seconds and go, what else am I hearing? Am I hearing the faint hum of the refrigerator? Am I hearing traffic outside? Am I hearing the wind blowing? These are the things you need to pay attention to. Because when you first start to develop your clairaudience, it's not so strong and intense. All psychic development books will tell you that in order for you to really connect into your angels, to really start hearing your guides, you do have to pay attention to the subtle sounds that you're hearing around you. Because quite often, it's not going to be a strong, booming noise coming at you. It's actually going to start out as a very soft whisper. A long, long time ago, when I was first developing my clairaudience, which one should I tell you about? Oh, thanks, Michael. That's a good one. So, a long, long time ago, about 2008 or so, my husband and I were always trying to meditate before bed. He would meditate a bit, and then he'd read his book, but I would try to meditate for so long because I was like, I want to hear my guides, I want to hear you, I want to see you, I really want to connect to you. And in order for me to have that deep connection to the next bridge, I had to take the time every night to really spend that moment where there was very few sounds around me. And at the time we were living in an apartment building, and I would listen, I'd hear, okay, well I can hear cars coming into the parking lot, I can hear people walking down the hallway, or the elevator in the distance, stuff like that. And then I would say, guys, I'd like to speak with you. And some nights I wouldn't hear anything. But one night, when I was laying in bed, I was like, good night, guides, because I was so frustrated. I'd spent like a half hour trying to hear them, listening for every sound, every little tidbit. And I heard a, good night, Samantha. And I was so excited at that moment. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And my husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just heard them, I just heard them. And he's like, oh, okay, that's fine. And he just kept on reading his book. But he was really happy for me. And I remember after I had that initial breakthrough, it got a lot easier because the pressure came off me and the feeling of being overwhelmed and the feeling of being like, okay, I can't do this, really went away. And so I tried again the next night, and I heard nothing. And it was kind of disappointing. So I kept trying and trying every day, the same thing. And eventually, I started to hear them more by more. The first time that I heard a man's voice say to me in a very soft and gentle tone, good night, Samantha. And that was incredible. It really made my day. And so I really meditated with that energy. I asked, who are you? What is your relation to me? Why are you coming to me? And I eventually learned that that was my primary spirit guide, and his name is Michael, and he's very lovely. He's he feels like the sun's beating down on you. He has this warmth, he's a very indigo type color. He's really quite a wonderful guide to have. And whenever I hear his voice, even all these years later, I know that it's time for me to just center myself, to calm down, to really focus on what's going on around me. Because, let's face it, when you're like me, you're kind of living in two worlds. You're living in the normal world, but you're also living in the metaphysical world, and it's very important to stay grounded. The other thing that you can do when you're really trying to develop your psychic hearing is to get a journal and start writing down a question beforehand. So my question would be, guides, what do I do about this problem? Ooh, here's another example. Thanks, Sarah. A long time ago, we were wanting to manifest a car. And I remember asking my guides, can you help us find the perfect car at the perfect price? And I wrote down all the specifications that I wanted for it. And at the end, I wrote that or something better. And when you leave that little bit of wiggle room for your guides at the end, not wanting one specific car, but saying, hey, I'd really like something like this, or even better, something a little bit different, they are allowed to intervene on your behalf. And that makes it so much easier, because if there's something that's better suited for your lifestyle or your upcoming future, they're able to intervene and bring the right one to you. And so anyways, getting back to my clairaudience, I remember asking my guides to do that, and a few days later, my husband and I were driving, and we were like, we should go look at car places this weekend. Let's go around to some of the dealerships and see what there is. And I remember my guide saying, when we were looking at this one car, no, not that one. No, not that one. I'm like, okay. I don't know why I was saying no to this little green car, but so be it. And we decided against it because I was just learning how to really connect in and how to believe it and how to trust in it. And so I remember saying to my guides, I just want a car that's going to be perfect for us. I'm learning how to drive. I'm scared. I don't want something too big. Help me with this. And we didn't find anything that weekend. And they said, wait. They kept saying to me, wait, wait. And then a little while later, about a week or so, my dad decided to go with us. And he helped us to find the perfect car. And as soon as we saw it and we sat down in it, they're like, this one. I remember being so excited because they went from like a short 1 or 2 word answer to being more consistent so that I could hear them a few times throughout the day. And it's absolutely fantastic when you start trusting it. And so every night when I'd have things like this happen, I would take it and I'd put it in my psychic development journals, and I've got a stack like of journals at home of all my development. So it makes it kind of hard when you're looking at trying to sort out what's spirit guides, what's ETs, what's angels, what's fairies. So it takes me a while to get everything together. But try stuff like that. Try really trusting what you get, writing it down, asking them for help. Start every day with, good morning angels, good morning guides, and start inviting them in to speak with you. The more you talk to them, the more they'll start talking to you. And that is the biggest thing I can leave you with. Well, as you can see behind me, it is so gorgeous. I don't know if you can actually see it, but we're at Boyle Lake. Oops, that's stuck right now. We're at Boyle Lake right now, and it's so pretty. I'm super excited. Oh, look how pretty this is. I know, isn't it gorgeous? Oh, so excited. Northern BC, I love it. But it's nice talking to you, and I hope you have a good night. Take care. Bye.